Open the doors, please. It's 9 o'clock. You can open the doors. Is there somebody over there for the coat check? Make sure there's somebody over there with the coat check. Open up the coat check, please, because they're coming in with these coats. Like, we can't be blocking up chairs. Hey, girl, hey. Hey, girl, hey. Hey, people. Phaedrian, K. Renee, Michael, Carolyn down in Dallas, Ty, Mary, Ralph. Hey, girl, hey. Yeah, let them in. Hey, LaTracy. You have change for the coat check? Yeah, it's $3 for the coat check. Yeah, there are no free coat checks. Hi, Belinda. There's still some seats in the front row. Come on in. Bring out the bean bags, please. Hey, Patrice. Hey, Belinda, I think I said. Tracy Bailey. Excuse me. Hi, Tammy Edwards. Oh, I got to story about them kids. That's what I'm starting with. Come on, have a seat. Front row. Front row. We got about 6 more seats on the front row. What's up, Darren? Over there in the DMV. Althea. Come on, DeQuincy. Come on, have a seat. While you guys are getting seated. The Hey Girl Hey shirts are available at craigthewriterstewart.com. We have a few days left for that. Once we get those ordered up, we're going to move to the Gathering shirt. Amen. The tickets for December 7th are available. I already put the link up here. We do take credit cards for coat check. They thought they weren't get in without paying coat check because they got a credit card. We take credit cards for the coat check. Here's the caption down here. Here's the link down here as well. If you need to pre-order the book. Well, not pre-order the book, but you know what I'm trying to say. Come to the event. Even if you aren't coming to the event, if you're trying to buy the new book, go ahead and use that link. Amen. We do have the coat check for the mink. It's still $3, nigga. We're not responsible. Hold on to your number. Hold on to your number. There's a popcorn stand over there. Get you some popcorn. There's some Snicker bars and things over there. There's some trail mix for the healthy girls. There's a couple fried chicken plates down there. And for the vegan children, there's some options down there as well. Hi, Fly Angel. Hey, girl, hey. Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I am Craig the Writer Stewart, and this is the Facebook Live version of So Much to Say. We're here every Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. Now, the actual podcast is called So Much to Say as well. That's on Monday mornings at 10 a.m. I'm saying all of that for the new people. Where are my day ones, though? Where are my day ones? Where are the people that's been here since day one that know what this means? That knows what that means? Hey, girl. Hey, what's up, Trina Bolden? I think somebody has a seat for you, Trina. I think there's a few seats that have been reserved. This Is Us is on. I'm gonna have to watch that after the fact. Shauna, that's a day one. That's a day one. Okay, so let me get started. Kay Renee, that's a day one. Tracy Bailey is a day one for sure. We got City Punch. City Punch is for free. If you ain't got no money, go on over and get you some City Punch. Amen. We have iced City Punch. Okay. Have a seat, Deborah. Hello. We see you. Okay. Fly Angel and Mary, day ones. We also have some herbal teas. Now, the herbal teas are $3.50. I don't want to hear no complaining because y'all go over here to Intermezzo on Peachtree and pay them white people $3.50 for tea and $6 for slices of cheesecake. So listen, we got bills and shit in here. You know, you think this conference hall is free? It's not. Yeah, City Punch is water. City Punch is water. Go on and get, if you know you don't have any money, go and get you some City Punch. Not the bottled one, the one from the spigot, from the tap. All right, so let me tell you about my day today. We have coffee for $2.99. If you want Starbucks, it's $7. Yeah, Starbucks is $7. So I get over to this school today. Now, first of all, the first period was the planning period, okay? So I don't even understand why I needed to be there at 8 o'clock or 8:30, 8 o'clock. Because the first class where I actually had students, it wasn't until, 10:13? It's such a weird time. 10:13 a.m. was when my first class started. So, but they wanted me to be there at 8. Okay, I don't know why. So I went there, got there at 8:15, because you don't need me to be there at 8. Got there at 8:15, 8:20, signed in, and I went and met with DT. I left the school, went and met with DT. Because, I mean, like, literally, why am I sitting at the school for 2 hours? For nothing. This is my vegan chili. I know somebody's going to ask what you eating. This is a 5-bean chili. That's what that is. No meat. I don't eat meat. Let me get a little sip of my tea. Yes, we do have cookies. We have vegan cookies. Now, the vegan cookies are 3 for $5. And them regular cookies with all of the meat and trans fats and stuff, you get those for $3 for $1. You know, vegan stuff is a little more expensive. So I get back to the school. I was playing around with DT over there earlier today. So all of that is on my Insta story on Instagram. My Instagram is Craig the Writer Stewart, the same thing. Marika, we see you coming in the building. Just sit your ass down. Don't come in here yelling and shit. We see you. Everybody wave to Marika so she ain't got to come in here talking about, hey, how y'all doing? We see you, girl. Now go over there and try to sit small. Go over there in that corner. There's a little folding chair. Try to sit small in that little corner seat. Okay? Try to sit in that corner seat. So anyway, get to the class. And when I tell you, it was more of the same thing from yesterday. I mean, they were talking across the classroom. They were yelling. They were cursing as if I wasn't even there, right? And I ain't nobody's pushover. I'm here to tell you. But I made the executive decision today that I can't return to that school. Because, see, I've been in grab somebody's child up like this. So, you know, I have made the decision that I will not go back to that school. And it's so unfortunate because I really would like to be able to affect change in the lives of, like, young people, young black people, young black kids. But see, I mess around to be down at Central Booking. I mess around to be down there at jail. Because they don't listen. Like, they're so hard-headed and they curse. I mean, and the girls, they curse harder than the boys. So let me get to the story. So today they cussing and carrying on, just talking about anything. So it's like, it's these 4 girls, these 4 black girls, they hold in court. You know when I say they hold in court? They are full on holding court, like they having a serious conversation about the world. This is 10th grade. And when I tell you, one little girl was like, nah, bitch, I didn't fuck with you back then because, you know, when I first met you, this is how they're talking to each other. I'm standing right beside them. They're not even trying to talk low. And again, like I said to you guys yesterday, when I was in school, when I was in high school, we certainly did curse. Overflow. Open up the overflow. The downstairs section is full. They need to go up to the balcony. They need to go up to the balcony. It's 10 after. You can't get here at 10 after and expect to sit on the floor. No, they have to go upstairs. Elderly people too. I'm sorry. Unless there's a young person down here that wants to give up your seat for this senior here. But other than that, they have to go upstairs. There's an elevator, and there's a handicap ramp over there as well. No, they have to go upstairs. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if their Uber was late. Listen, I don't have anything to do with that. Now, can I finish, please? No, she has to take her coat to the coat check. Can somebody give this woman here, this elder, can someone give her $3, please? She doesn't have $3 for the coat check. It's first come, first serve, ma'am. I understand. I respect my elders and all, but girl, you were late. You what? No, I understand, but you were waiting for your transportation? Oh, okay. Well, ma'am, listen. Nobody's getting up. So you're going to have to go upstairs. I mean, take her upstairs, please. So, anyway, where was I in the story? This is why I say we're going to have to lock the doors. We're going to have to start locking the doors. It's the same black people that come on time and the same black people that are late. We need more white people to come. Look, we're just going to have to start cross-marketing. We're going to need more white people to come. Because this is ridiculous. They coming in here late, they popping gum, they texting, they don't have $3 for the coat check, and then they making noise over there buying cookies at the snack stand. Marika came in 3 minutes ago and she's still over there buying popcorn. Not that she needs it. So anyway, these 4 girls are cursing and carrying on like grown women with 4 children. I'm telling you, they are cursing like... It got so bad, I pressed the button to call for help. And not the kind of help like, oh, bitch, somebody come help me, come save me. It wasn't like that. It was given, you know what? I'm about to get on my broomstick and go home. So I need somebody to come down here to this room and bring some order. Because I ain't got to be here. The kid is about to leave. So I hit that button. They were like, yes. So, of course, it beeps so the kids can hear it. And they were like, oh, they ain't gonna, this is what they said, a little girl. She said, they ain't gonna do nothing but send that same motherfucker down here that don't do nothing. That light-skinned motherfucker, that light-skinned nigga. I mean, they have no respect for authority. Let me see what Deborah's saying. Here she go interrupting. Let me see what she talking about. No, there are no senior discounts. Parents wonder why their kids aren't learning. Yes, that's exactly it. I'm coming on around to that, Deborah. Hey, girl, hey. What's up, Jose? Now, sit down. Sit down. Hola, ¿cómo está? But they cussing. And so the classroom door locks from the outside, right? So one of the girls is like, close the door before they get down here. Close the door as if they're going to lock me in. Get off that door. So, sure enough, the light-skinned guy that she referenced comes down to the door. So he comes and he said, did you need me to call security? I said, yeah, call them. I said, because they are off the chain in here. I mean, they didn't even sit down. They talking, they throwing crayons across the room. I mean, everything that you can imagine they are doing. Okay, the cursing and all of that stuff, that's just on the top. That's just that's just on the top, the icing on the top. I mean, they throwing shit across the room. I hear music videos playing from their cell phones. I told you about them cell phones yesterday. One little girl, she on FaceTime. She on Huh? This is her. Huh? They doing it. They are doing the most. So here comes security. He comes in, hey, have a seat. And he come in, he yelling, he telling them to have a seat. He talking with authority, da-da-da-da. And they looking at him like, and they're like, didn't I say sit down? Sit down. He's saying sit down like 3 times. And take that hoodie off. One little boy sitting there with a hood on. Didn't I just say take it off? He said it like 3 times. He told this little boy 3 times to take his hood off. So he finally eased it off. Like, I ain't taking shit off. But he finally went on and took it off. Then he looks at this little girl. Didn't you just hear me tell him to take, little girl, take that hood off? Didn't you just hear me tell him to take his off? You go have a seat. He tells this other little girl, go sit down. So he said, if you have any more problems with anybody in this classroom, just take a list. He said, write their names down, and they're going to be suspended until after Thanksgiving. One little girl in the corner. You think we can make it till after Christmas? She said, you can be doing that around Christmas too? Now, who says that? Who says that? So I was just like, she don't give a fuck. So he said, close your mouth. I'm not talking to you. She said, I wasn't talking to you either. She said, I was talking to them. He said, you shouldn't be talking at all. She said, I wasn't talking to you though. I wasn't talking to you though. She just was. So finally he said, okay. So then he tells this one little boy, he said, get up, come on out this room. And so the little boy didn't move. He says, didn't I say get up? Get up now. So the little boy was like, for what? Why I got to get up? He said, because you going to ISS. ISS is like their detention or, whatever. He said, what? So the little boy had gotten up to start walking towards the door. And when he said, what I got to come for? He said, you going to IS. The little boy turned back around. The little boy turned back around to go sit back down. And the man said, hey, hurry up and get your stuff and come on. So he finally came on out. So as the man was leaving, he said, listen, if you have any problems, you write their names down. No sooner than he got down the hall, pandemonium broke loose again. They cussing. They got their music going on. I mean, just everything you can think of is going. It's like a fucking block party in this classroom, right? A block party. So I don't really know their names. Like there were a couple girls whose names I caught because they were saying each other's name. Like, for example, I don't want to say anybody's name, but anyway, like they would say somebody's name, like, bitch, such and such, such and such. So like they literally were saying each other's names like that. So that's how I jotted down a couple of their names. So when this class was almost over, the man, the administrator, he was across the hall at the room, like across from me. So I went out there. The class was still in session. It was about to be over. I walked into the hall and I said, hey, I have that list for you. He said, okay, give it to me. Hand it to me. I had 6 kids on there. 6. He said, okay, Smith, Jackson, such and such. Yeah, he just went down their names, right? Come with me. Get your stuff and come with me. They were like, well, where are we going? He said, come on with me. It's time to go. So they're going out of the classroom. I'm standing at the door. The little girl who said, can we do this at Christmas? The one that said, I'm not talking to you, to the other guy. She says that she's walking by me. She says, ain't nobody studying him. Who cares? I don't care about him. Ain't nobody studying him. She had all this mouth, right? So they getting their stuff. They leaving. They going out. So it was 2 boys and 4 girls. 2 boys, 4 girls. So the class is over. By then, he done wrote their asses up. Not only did he write them up, but he said that they are suspended until after Thanksgiving. And they cannot come back until they have a parent come up to the school for a conference. I'm packing up my lunch bag and I'm walking over to the teacher's lounge. Here they come. Can you sign this paper, please? Can you sign this paper? I said, what is that paper? Well, he said that if you sign this paper, we won't get suspended. I said, and what makes you think I'm going to sign that paper? I said, no, y'all need to go home. Y'all need to go home. Well, we weren't even really doing anything. We were just talking loud. I said, little girl, I said, what I don't do is play with other people's children. We in the hallway. They following me up to the teacher's lounge. And you know I had my little glasses on today. Y'all saw I had my little shirt and shit on, my little jacket. And I'm walking down the hall. I said, listen, I don't play with people's children. I said, now, I don't appreciate having to speak to you more than one time. I said, I told you multiple times to watch your mouth. And I said, I know you're not standing here telling me that you didn't curse. I said, because when you were walking out the door, you said you weren't even stunting me. I said, and you were the main one that told him, well, can we do this for Christmas? Can we do this till Christmas? I said, so you had all that talk. One girl, she in tears. One girl is in tears. She's like, please, could you please just sign this? I can't take this home. Like, she is petrified. I said, girl, I guess you should have thought about that when you were in there bumping your gums. I said, because you were off the meter. Oh, you know, I talk real low to him then. Oh, you were off the chain. Please, can you sign this? I mean, she is just tears just streaming. Two of them crying. Two of them are in tears. The third girl, the one that said, can we stay till Christmas? She's still got a united front. She's still holding up a united front, right? She's still trying to, can you just sign this, please? Can we please just sign this? We're sorry. I'm apologizing right now. I said, I hear you. I hear your apology, but I'm not signing it. And so I then walked into the teacher's lounge and closed the door. I closed the door. Went in, sat down, had my lunch. I come out the door, walking back down to the classroom. Who done beat me to the classroom? Them same three sisters. Two of them still in tears. The third one still got this tough veneer. I'm sitting down. I'm like, what y'all doing here? Where you supposed to be? Where's your class? Well, we came down here as if we didn't just have this conversation. Well, we just came down here because we wanted you to sign this. I said, I told you before I went to lunch that I wasn't signing it. So what part did you not understand? We're sorry, though. One little girl. But, please just sign this. I mean, she damn near about to go into a nervous breakdown. Please just sign this. She got friends consoling her. They hugging her. I said, girl, where was this? Where was all of this before? Where was all of this timidness before? I said, because earlier you were showing your behind. You stood up in a chair. You were sitting on a desk. But I wasn't even cursing. I said, little girl, what you're not going to do is stand here and tell me that you weren't cursing. And so one little girl came by. I was about to say her name. Other little girl came by. She was like, she said, but we're not getting suspended just because we were loud. I said, so tell them why you're getting suspended. Well, because we were cursing. I said, thank you. I said, so if she's saying that all of you were cursing, why are you sitting here trying to create a different narrative? Well, I mean, I wasn't cursing, though. I was doing my work. No, you didn't. You didn't even turn anything in. You didn't even turn anything in. My paper's still over there on the desk. This is her. My paper's still over on the desk. I said, well, what that got to do with me? I collected the papers last period. Why is it still sitting over on the desk? Like, what? She goes and gets her paper from over on the desk and comes and brings it to me. Girl, this is blank. There's nothing here. What you want me to do with this? So they now sitting around my desk. They sitting around my desk. Can you please sign it? They saying it the same thing over and over, but they saying it in a different way. We're sorry, though. We've learned our lesson. I said, I don't really think that you have, though. I don't think that you have. I said, because, see, if I sign this sheet for you, I'm giving you license to come in here and perform again. And I think that you need to get the lesson. I said, maybe the lesson is that you have to share this with your parents. I said, because I need you to go home and tell your parents that you got put out because you were talking filthy. I said, you girls, I said, sometimes I can kind of expect this from boys. I said, but you girls, I said, you're young girls. I said, I have nieces. This was my Iyanla Fix My Life moment, my gay Iyanla. I was like, I have nieces. And I would really be devastated if my nieces spoke the way that you do when you're sitting here and you look them right in their eyes. And I said, I'm really disappointed. And they put their head down. I said, listen to what I'm saying to you. I said, it is really unattractive for girls to speak so filthy. I said, you're talking worse than some grown men I know. I said, what is wrong? What do you come to school for? Like, why are you here? Why did you come here? And I said, and you performed yesterday and today. You cut up yesterday and today. I know, yeah, yesterday I was. I mean, she cursed when she was talking to me. She slipped and was like, no, for real, I'm really sorry, dead ass. I said, look at you. You can't even control yourself talking to me right now. I said, it's a problem. And I said, do you realize what's happening in the world? I looked at all of them. I said, what's happening in the world right now? I said, these are critical times. And for you to come in here and spend the entire class period on your cell phone, Snapchatting, on Instagram stories, and like cursing across the room. So then here's their moment. So the one girl says, so now she breaking down. Now she crying. The third girl is crying now. The one that was real tough at first. Now she in tears. I mean, she didn't buckled over. She's like, please, I need you to sign this because I live with my stepmother and she's not going to let me see my real mother or my sisters and brothers. And, you know, I want to be able to see my mother. I said, well, see, you know what? You should have thought about that when you were in here. I said, moreover, when that man came in here and told you guys, he gave you guys a warning and told you that you're going to be suspended if I write your name on the list. I said, as soon as he walked out of the room, you went straight back to your production because it was a straight up production. The girl over here, she crying, talking about her mama told her she was going to put her out. See, I'm about to get put out. You don't have any compassion? I said, no, I don't. Not for children who cut up in school. I said, especially black children. I don't have compassion for black children that come to school and act like idiots. I don't. Now, I've already told you, I'm not signing it, and you're cutting your fourth period. So why are you still here? So there's no way that you're going to sign it? No, there's no way. I said, because I can't rob you of this life lesson. This is a life lesson for you. And I said, and maybe this will get you on the straight and narrow. Please, we learned our lesson. Have a good day. Get out of my face. And I sent them on. Sure did. Now I'm about to come to some of you parents. Because some of you are responsible. Go in and admit it before I light you up. Because I know some of you are responsible for some of them kids. Go ahead and confess. Come on down here to the altar. Come down here to the altar and turn your life over. Go ahead and lay prostrate and explain to all of us how you were complicit and you've allowed your child to go to school and carry on with their cell phone. Come on down here. Come on, turn your life over. This is your moment. Come on down from the balcony. Come on from the overflow. Come down here and tell us all how you have carried your ass to your child's school and damn near got into a fight with the teacher because you chose to believe your child's word over the teacher's. That's why these kids dumb as rocks. They dumb as rocks. We're going to wait for this lady to come down here. Come on. I'm waiting for you to come down here. Come on. And they talk crazy and greasy to you at the house. I'm going to say this again. I don't understand why children are allowed to take cell phones into school. I don't understand it. I would even be willing. I'm almost reluctant to even say this. The only time I would be okay with them having, I don't even think they should have it on their lunch break. I was going to say maybe they could have it on their lunch break, but they do not need a phone. I'm going to tell you, if I ever have kids, they're not taking a cell phone to school. They're not. They're not. Because they spend all day long on those phones, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. I understand that sometimes these kids have to use an Uber to get home. You send an Uber from your telephone. Send it from your phone. Send it to the school. They don't have to Uber. They don't have to use the Uber. You can send the Uber to the school. That's what you can do. These kids dumb as rocks, I'm telling you. They can't half read. They can't tell time unless it's a digital clock. You ask them what's quarter after, they got a headache from trying to figure out what the hell you talking about. Ask them what's quarter till. Headache. Don't have a clue. But my thing is, they don't need these cell phones. What did we do? If your parent needed to get in touch with you or us when we were in school, what did they do? They called the office. I don't play with children. I really don't. And see, some of y'all are too busy trying to be friends with them. Because one little girl, the one that admitted right from the gate that they were cursing, she wasn't in there trying to plead with me to sign her. She didn't give a fuck. She told them other kids, she said, my mama don't care. She said, her mama told the administrator, just tell them to call me. And one of the little girls was like, yeah, because they like friends. And I said, and see, that's the problem. That's a problem. Y'all better stop trying to be friends with these kids and get some backbone. You better get some backbone because they're going to be running all over your ass. And then they walking around with these horrible weaves in their head. Why these girls got these weaves? 12 years old looking like they 19. Edges hanging all out at the top. Broken edges. It's a mess. They don't even look like their hair. Why do you have these kids with these weaves? They ain't even got edges and they ain't even in the 12th grade. It's really sad. The priorities are just shot. They in there talking about the iPhone 8 Plus. An iPhone 8 Plus. They walking around with $100 sneakers. They walking around with damn what's them sneakers in here? Huaraches. They walking around with Huaraches. What the? I'm telling you, y'all, listen. These kids dumb as rocks. Y'all better get them straight. And see, when Bill Cosby said, now I'm just using this as an example, and when Bill Cosby said about 10, 15 years ago that, you picking it up, Carolyn? They picking up what I'm putting down too. You see, ain't nobody came down them steps yet. I thought y'all were coming out here to admit that you've been complicit in some of this bullshit. Letting your kids walk around playing on the phone all day long. They sitting at your dinner table locked into a cell phone. Put that damn cell phone down. I need you to know this math the way that you know these apps and these phones. When Bill Cosby said about 10, 15 years ago that there was a lack of parenting, oh, y'all got all upset with him. Told him he was being highfalutin. That he was talking like he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth and da-da-da. Now, I will admit, and we talked about this on the podcast that I did. It's called Educating Our Kids, Schooling Their Parents. If you haven't listened to that one, you should go back and listen to it. I'm telling you, every single podcast that I do, there's a purpose behind it. So don't just listen to the ones that you now know about. Go back to the beginning and listen to all of them. Do it at your leisure. But we did one called Educating Our Kids, Schooling Their Parents. And I started by talking about what Bill Cosby said. And the reality is, the way that he said it, the way that he talked about it, the way that he talked down, he was disparaging. So the way that he said it was problematic. But what he said was on point. And see, we got so misdirected by what he said because we were so affected by what he said. And we were talking about, but why he got to air our dirty laundry? He ain't said nothing that white folks don't already think or already know. We got to stop worrying about what other people think and get our shit together. Because the bottom line is, we are living in critical times. And on that podcast, thank you, Godfrey. Godfrey listened to it. On that podcast, again, it's called Educating Our Kids, Schooling Their Parents. And remember, the podcast is free, so I'm not trying to sell you on anything. I had administrators. I had assistant principals here. I had school counselor here, the school secretary here, and a principal, a retired principal. And they all sat around and we discussed. It was women, black women, and they work in one of the poorest schools Can I get some more chamomile, please? I need another chamomile. They work at one of the poorest schools in the city of Atlanta. And one of them said something really, really novel, really, really powerful. Because they've had situations where they have literally had to walk over to the kid's house and knock on the door and say, hey, is such and such coming to school today? Mama, she in the house watching the story. She's sitting in the house with pajamas on. They live across the street from the school. The kid then missed 30 days out of the school year, and they only 2 months in. One of the things that one of the women said, and it was so powerful, she said, what they need to start doing is attaching social services to the school system. So in other words, you gonna get food stamps, your kid has to have this amount of days attending school. They can't miss this amount of days. I bet you if social service said we're gonna cut your food stamps, if they miss 10 days in the school year, I bet their asses would be at the school. They also said the parents should be required to come to a certain number of PTA meetings. So let's just say if there are 5 PTA meetings, you can't miss more than 2. Or your social service, because the school would then report to social services, right? So you miss more than 2 PTA meetings, you don't come up here to see about your child, then your ass gonna get your food stamps cut. It's as simple as that. Your kids' grades are suffering, and you haven't come up here to put them in some type of coach class or tutoring services, your food stamps are getting cut. Like, it's just as simple as that. I bet you'll see a difference. I bet you'll see a difference. But here's the other part of it. We have to get back to community. We got to get back to community. I have nieces and nephews, and there are things that I don't always agree with, and I speak up about it. Now, not in an intrusive kind of way, but in a concerned kind of way, right? So I have a nephew. He's actually my great nephew. He's 9. Remember, we celebrated his birthday in October. He and my mom shared the same birthday, and we went to the Olive Garden because that's where they wanted to go. So we went to the Olive Garden, and so shortly thereafter, probably like a couple weeks after that, I got wind that they want to advance him to a gifted program or whatever the hell it is they're trying to do. But his little ass sitting in there talking and cutting up and playing and shit. Now, you got to look underneath the surface. Part of the reason that he's probably talking and carrying on is because he's probably bored. If they're trying to move him to a gifted class, it's probably because he's probably bored with the work that he's getting in that class. So that's probably why he in there talking and shit. I got him right on the phone. 9 years old. Now his dad or mom, somebody told me, one of them told me about him. It may have been my mother that told me. I got him right on the phone. 9 years old. Hey, what's going on with you over here at the school? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to intercede, right? Because the reality is the children that are in your life, you are responsible for directing them. You are responsible for directing their path. And you are responsible for helping guide them to make the best choices for themselves. And so I said to him one day on the phone, I talked to him just like he's 20. I said, you know how important education is to me, right? This is me on the phone with him. You understand how important education is to me, right? You hear me speaking to you? Yes. Oh, okay. So why are you going to school to laugh and cut up and play? Because that's not why that's not why we send you to school. You understand that, right? We give you plenty of activity outside of school. You go swimming, because this was like right at the beginning of the school year, so they were still going swimming and stuff. I said, you go swimming. We take you guys to eat so you can have different experiences. Your parents have been taking you guys on vacations. You go to the bounce house, whatever that jump and bounce place is called, Sky Zone. I said, you do a lot of stuff. That's when you play and giggle and cut up and shoot the breeze. When you go to school, I need you to be as focused as possible. I need you to be less distracted. I need you to pay attention to the teacher. I need you to absorb everything that you can get from that teacher while you're there. Because that's why you're there. You're not there to be playing and cutting up and laughing and giggling and making fun. I said, I know that you're smart because you have some of my blood running through your veins. I said, so I'm going to need you to get there and perform. I said, because if I have to come up to that school, so then he going to say to me, because see, I'm the favorite uncle, I'm the fun uncle, but see, when I talk in that low register, he know I'm serious. So he says, Craig, this is him, Craig, you're not even in town. Like, you're not even here. I said, oh, I am in town. I said, but trust and believe, it means nothing for me to get back to town if I am out of town. He said, how do you know what's going on? I said, trust me, I know everything that's going on over there at that house, especially when it comes to your education. So you have to be, it takes a village. And I know that sounds cliche, but it takes a community. And like, so like if you have nieces and little cousins or whatever, don't just leave that like if you know that their parents aren't pouring into them as much as they could or should, kids just need direction. Because this one little girl, now this was in the last period. The suspension happened in the third period. So then in the last period, this little girl come in with this bad weave in her hair. It's sticking out the top, like her actual hair is sticking out the top. And here the weave is down, here it's all broken. I don't understand why y'all got these kids walking around with this horrible weave. First of all, they don't need no weave. They're children. And then when a grown man look at them, then y'all want to be all turning your face up. I'm just saying. She comes through the door. Now, I'm standing at the door. I'm standing at the door as they coming in. Look, as one of my friends here says, Sister Kate. Damn, I wish I had another phone. Okay, so we're gonna pretend this is the phone. We're gonna pretend this is the phone. She comes through the door like this. She didn't walk past me on the phone. As she walked past, I said, you need to come off that phone. She wasn't there yesterday. I don't know where she was yesterday. I said, you need to come off that phone. She looked back at me and kept going. So then she went and sat down. She's still on the phone. She got the phone like this. She talking. She taking her stuff. Girl, where do you think you are? Like, where? You think you at your house in the kitchen. I walked over to her desk. I said, I need you to come off that phone, please. She was like, well, I mean, why? We. I said, either come off the phone or get out. I'm not asking you again. So she gets off the phone. And I could tell she could pop off. But for some reason, she mellowed out. And then she came and she sat by me at the door. Well, she came to plug in her cell phone. See, that's another problem. I keep telling you about these goddamn cell phones. So she looking around. She brings a whole desk over so she can be near an outlet. That's what I'm saying. These phones create extra problems. You are not sending your kids to school to be worried about no goddamn cell phone and charging up a phone. So she moves a whole desk over so she can be by an outlet to plug her phone in. So she says to me, so are you going to be our teacher? Are you going to stay? I said, girl, no, today is my last day. And she said, why? Why aren't you staying? I said, well, I had only signed up for today and yesterday. And I said, tomorrow, I'm going to be at another school. Now, the school that I'm going to tomorrow, they have completely spoiled me. That's the one that takes me an hour to get there in traffic. It really would only take me about 25 minutes normally, but with the traffic, it takes me a full hour. But they have, when I get to this school, they got my paperwork lined up. They tell me, I know where I'm going. I just come in and I sign in. I know what subject I'm substituting. I know what classroom. I know what planning period it is. In fact, I know the planning period when they first reach out to me and ask. So everything is in order. The kids are really good too. Hey, Mr. Stewart, what's going on? They giving me fives, dapping me in the hallway and high fives and shit. And when I tell them, put your phone away. In fact, sometimes I don't even have to say it to them. I just look at them. Like I'll look at them and I'll look down at their hand, like they're holding the phone. I'll look at them and I'll look at their hand, and they'll just put it away. Some of them I will have to say, take the earbuds out, because they'll try to camouflage it with a little hood on. But they're not like these kids. So I'm going there tomorrow. But this little girl was like, well, why aren't you coming back? I said, because you guys don't listen. And I said, and it's really, really unfortunate. I said, because I really wanted to work with black kids. I said, but you guys don't want to learn. You don't want to learn. And she said, well, no, I really do want to try. She said, like, I try. She said, but then sometimes I just kind of get in my ways. Wait, what? Who has given you all permission? But I think the school board needs to outlaw these cell phones, period. And if you feel like your child needs a cell phone, then you need to homeschool their little ass. That's what you need to do. And the problem with the cell phone is the teacher for this class that I was subbing for today, she's out on maternity leave. So they need a long-term sub. I'm not fooling with them. I ain't gonna be able to do it. Because like I said, I've been and grabbed somebody's child and I'll be sitting in jail. I won't even be at the event on December 7th at 7. Y'all been and thought I ran off with y'all money. He's sitting over at Central Booking, waiting on a bail because he done yoked up somebody's child. So I said, you guys don't even realize that the choices and the decisions that you're making today as far as your education, y'all can't see my crotch, can you? Wait a minute, let me move this up. I don't want nobody to think that I'm trying to set it off up on here. I said, the choices that you guys are making today, I said, you do realize that you're going to have to go out into the real world and you're going to have to find a job. I said, do you really want a job where you're struggling every week, every month, working at a Walmart, trying to raise a family, working at some little fast food place? I said, trust and believe, there will be people 20 years from now working in those jobs. Is that going to be you? And she says, I know, like, I don't want that to be me. She said, because I've already struggled. She said, in fact, my mama work at Walmart right now. But see, here's the other problem. A lot of these kids, their parents are younger than me. I heard one of them saying, my mama 38. Now, y'all know I'm 41. So that's the problem. You got these young-ass parents that want to be friends, parents that aren't checking their homework, that don't have any type of boundaries with these kids. Like, it's just too much. It's way too much. But the problem with the cell phones, too, is some teachers are really strict about it. They don't even want to see your phone. You can't even come into their classroom with a phone. Don't come in here with it. I don't want to see it. But then other teachers are really lenient. Hey, put your phone away. So it's just not across the board. But I think that it needs to start at the top. I think the school board or the actual school principal needs to say, listen, cell phones are outlawed here. We do not want to see them. We don't care that your child owns a phone. We do not need to see your child with a phone. And like I said, if your child needs to take an Uber home, then you need to request the Uber from your device and send it to the school. Send the Uber to the school, because it's a mess. I'm done talking about that. December 7th at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. is the launch party for the brand new book. It's called So Much to Say, a book of quotes. I pinned it and it's in the caption. If you plan on coming, you're going to have to go through there. Unless you've pre-ordered the book, and I already have your money. If you're not on my list, you can be at the door catching the L. Don't say I didn't tell you. Several of the orders have come through. They've been coming in. So, yes, I see it. You're going to get an email. That's what you're going to use when you come. Don't be holding up the damn line, searching through your junk mail and shit, trying to find the email. Because we're going to say, ma'am, sir, can you step aside, please? There's a line of people trying to get in. Please step to the side. Was there something else I wanted to say? I already told you about the Hey Girl, Hey shirts. They might be getting refunded because y'all not ordering them. Worry me to death, but they might be getting refunded. I think we need 10 more Hey Girl, Hey orders. Making me reconsider doing these Gather Me shirts. I may not even be doing that. Yes, that's what I told him yesterday, Raymel. Save a picture of your tickets for the event on December 7th so they're in your picture folder So you're not like digging through your emails, because you're going to have a ton of emails by the time December 7th roll around. And we ain't got time to be waiting for you to go through your phone looking for that email. Kwamina, are you still in there? Let me see if he... Well, they can buy the t-shirts at the event on the 7th because it's by order. Like, I don't just have a supply of t-shirts sitting at my house. That prevents me from having to spend money on t-shirts and waiting for people to buy them. Like, I can't be doing all of that. Okay, no problem, Naima. I'm not bringing no supply. I'm not bringing no supply of shirts. No. He's not doing that. He got books to order. I'm going to have copies of the first book, the second book, and then, of course, the third book. So I can't be ordering no t-shirts, too. She think money growing damn trees. Send some money down here. How about that? I'll order some. Look at her. Look at Mary. Look at Mary. Ooh, this tea is good, but it's hot. You saying how much to send me? Text me. I'll tell you. I know Patrice, so that's why she's trying to talk slick. But yeah, I'm going to my little wholesome school tomorrow. Exactly. Thank you, Shauna. They're prepaid and pre-ordered. I'm going to my little wholesome school tomorrow. I won't have any problems. It'll be easy breezy. The only problem is I got to fight that traffic in the morning. Listen, you picking up what I'm putting down? I could use a little hot toddy. I came home, took me a little nap because they had worn me out. It's like you literally had to suspend. How bad do you have to be that a damn substitute teacher gets you suspended? 5 people. But I was wondering if that girl's mother was going to put her out of the house, though. I did think about that. I really did. I said, well, girl, what you been doing that you at the point that the next infraction, she going to put you out? Patrice, let's talk about how much you're going to send. Send me a text, girl, and get off my nerves here. Send me a text. But yeah, it made me think, well, what if her mama really puts her out? Thank you, Kay Renee. Yeah. It ain't my fault. Shit. She needed a lesson. So I came home, took a nap. Then I went to the gym. Got me a nice workout. Came home. Talked to Gladys on the phone. Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe you'll change your ways. Maybe you need a little push. Bianca says she would have loved to have been there hearing me talk to them. But I really do try to impart like some life lessons. Like it's impossible to try to do it for that full class because I'm telling you, it is straight havoc. But when I had those 4, because they were trying to, get cozy because they wanted me to sign that little form, I was like, listen, I'm not signing it. But I did get a chance to kind of plant some seeds, and hopefully they'll think about what I said. And hopefully this will be the thing that will change them. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes when we're too easy on people, that we do them a disservice. You know what I'm saying? We cripple people when we do that. Yeah, there were a couple quiet students. There definitely were a couple quiet students, boys and girls. And it was just, and I just feel bad for students like that because, it's like we can't even learn or hear anything because they in here carrying on like idiots. I mean, some of them just come to school just to cut up. What time is it? Oh, it's 9:55. I'm almost done. 5 more minutes. Any more questions? Anybody need any advice? Oh, somebody asked me, I don't know if you're in here or not. Somebody sent me I'm hot. Somebody sent me thank you, Evie. I appreciate you following. Somebody sent me, let me see if I can find it. Somebody sent me an inbox message on Facebook. And she was asking me how I started the podcast. And I told you guys that I will always share information like that. I don't believe in hoarding information because I think there's enough for everybody. And I know what it's like to need a little guidance with whatever I'm doing and not to get that support from people. Like I remember when I first started out and I was writing my first play and I was trying to figure out how to take my stage play from a local production to a national production. And so I had sold out the show here in Atlanta multiple times, but I didn't know how to go to the next city. How do I go to the next city? So that was when I called Tyler Perry. That's in the first book. I'm not about to go into that. So, and I didn't get the help. So I always try to help people. And he wasn't the only person like that. I've run across plenty of people who wouldn't help. But I don't even see her message now. But anyway, somebody asked me, how did I start the podcast? Basically, hopefully you watched this video. I'm guessing that since you sent me an inbox message, you watched these videos, I'm guessing. So hopefully you'll see it. But I started the podcast. The very first podcast was May 1st. I did 10 shows. And then I took a hiatus. DT and another friend of mine was helping me at the time. And they were like, well, you should just do 10 shows and then take like a break so that we can regroup, figure out what the next wave of shows would be and figure out what guests we were going to bring on and schedule and all of that. So I was like, okay. So we did the 10 shows, took a break, and then came back on September 4th, I think it was. And that show was with Madison, T.S. Madison. And so that's where I know where a lot of you found out about me because she posted that she had done this podcast. So that's when we started back. But I've decided that I'm not going to take another break because I have enough shows now that I can go a few months. Even if I never recorded another one, I have enough now to last me until the new year. So, but basically what I did was I did some research. I used to do a podcast. I used to participate in a podcast when I lived in LA. There was a husband and wife couple, and they used to do a podcast once a month. Mine is once a week. Mine is every Monday. But they did theirs like once a month, and I think it would be on like a Saturday. But I don't know when they would drop theirs. I just knew that we would tape it on a Saturday. And they would send out an email and say, hey, we're going to talk about this. If you guys want to come and get on the mic, you can. So we would make an event of it. Like we'd have popcorn. Remember my friend Shaya that was here from LA? We were in Walmart the other day. She used to come. And so we would get together and just, have food and drinks. And, we would just get on there and talk shit about whatever it was that they wanted to talk about. And so when I got ready to host mine, I think I told you guys before, I started getting people, before I even thought about doing a podcast, like 3 or 4 different people that I know who don't know each other all said to me separately, you really need your own show. Like, you really should do a podcast. Like, you funny and just whatever the fuck they said, right? And I've learned from a good friend of mine said to me years ago, he said, listen, 2 people who don't know each other can't tell the same lie. And so I thought about that in this respect. Like these 4 people who I know who don't know each other all kept saying, you should do your own podcast. You need to do a podcast. And I was just like, I don't want to do no fucking podcast. Like what? Because I was writing my 3rd book, not the one that's about to come out, because I'm actually writing another book. It's called Book of Jewels. And I was like, no, I'm trying to finish that book. I was trying to record the audio for the 2nd book, which I still haven't done. And I was like, I don't have time for no podcast. But like I said, several people kept saying the same thing. And I just believe that when things like that happen in your life, you have to pay attention to it. Because that's God. That's the universe trying to speak to you, trying to get to you, trying to direct your path. And so, because I believe that God speaks to us through people and through our conscience, you know, that kind of thing. And so I'm like, okay, God, maybe you're trying. Those are the whispers. Those are the whispers. So I was like, okay, God, maybe you're trying to tell me something. Color purple. Think God is trying to tell you. Think God is trying. So anyway, I reached out to the married couple and said, hey, I want to do this podcast. So how did you guys get started? How do I set it up? So I started talking to them. They, again, I'm hoping this girl is going to watch this video. Maybe I'll send her a message and tell her go look at the live video because I explained how I started it. Because it's just too much to type. So there are 2 different services that you can use that I was told about. Now, there may be other ones, but I was told about one service called Blueberry, and the one that I use is called Libsyn, Liberated Syndication. But it's called Libsyn, Liberated Syndication is the full name. But there's also the one called Blueberry. And those companies, they're the distribution companies. They're the ones that send it to Spotify and SoundCloud and iTunes, and you know what I'm saying? So when I record a podcast, I upload mine to Libsyn. And then I schedule what date I want it to go out, what time, you know, mine is at 10 o'clock every Monday. And then I schedule it to go out, right? It costs to have that service. So that's what I was telling you guys on a previous video, that this shit ain't free. Like, I have to pay for this. So I do it because I love it and because I think that I just feel like everything that I do, every piece of work that I do, whether it's books, whether it's me coming on here now, or this podcast, I believe that part of what I was called to do is to send a vibration into the universe to cause you to think, to challenge what you believe, to make you think differently, right? So I enjoy it so much, you know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things that I don't get paid to do, but I love to do it because I like your reactions, and I hope that it affects you in a way that it causes you to see yourself differently. Maybe you'll choose a better relationship for yourself. Maybe you'll change the way you respond to your children after hearing this video and them going to school with these damn cell phones and shit. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so you choose one of those services. So I chose Libsyn. And then you have to set up an account with SoundCloud if you're going to make your podcast available on SoundCloud. That costs as well. You don't have to pay for iTunes. You don't have to pay for Stitcher. You don't have to pay for TuneIn. You don't have to pay for Google Play. And I think I said Spotify. You don't have to pay for Spotify. With Spotify, I was able to get on there because I remember I did a book signing at the Essence Festival this past year. So my friend Danielle, that DT and I called on the phone the other day, introduced me to a woman who works for Spotify. And she said, oh, what's your podcast? Send me an email. I'll get you on there. With Spotify, you have to be podcasting for a certain period of time before they even let you come onto their platform. I was only podcasting at that point for probably about a month and a half. But she got me in. God's favor. Don't hate. Listen, it just happened. But with iTunes and all of the other platforms, you can just apply, and you know, you got to create your artwork. You know, my artwork is, this is my artwork. You guys know my artwork. So that's my artwork. That's what you see when my podcast comes out. So you have to create your artwork so that, you know, when people go look for your thing in iTunes or wherever, it comes up. So then once you do that, then you just start recording. That's it. I don't know if you have to have a Mac. I have a Mac. So in fact, the one that this phone is connected to, this is the Mac that I wrote all of my books on. But it started to get really slow. And I began recording the podcast on here. But it started acting crazy. So I went and got another Mac. So I bought another Mac. And I bought the microphones. I have a friend here in Atlanta that does a podcast. His is all politics, though. It's all politics. I talked to him. He came over. We did a run-through. We did a walkthrough. He showed me how to work Libsyn, how to upload a podcast, how to save it. He told me all of that. He told me what microphones he used. Those are the microphones that I ended up buying. You can just call like Garage. What is it? Not Garage. GarageBand is the program that I use to record it. The microphones I bought from Guitar Center. So you can contact Guitar Center or go to Best Buy, wherever, go to eBay, Amazon, get you some podcast microphones. The one that I use is called Samson. I don't know the model number, but it's SAMSON, Samson. I bought mine used, so they were about $20 both, and then I had to pay for the mic stands and all of that shit. And then I started podcasting. That was it. You know what I'm saying? That was it. So essentially, that was how I did it. Anything else? Any questions, comments? Some of your questions I don't see when you're in here. I hope I'm not ignoring. I mean, I hope there aren't questions in here that I'm not seeing. Yes, I definitely want to do a live podcast. I want to do a live podcast. The question is, though, where to do it. Because you all are in different cities. Some of you are in Dallas. Some of you are in Baltimore. Some of you are in Huntsville, Alabama. I mean, you're all over the place. So where will we do it? That's the question. I can't even get them to order some Hey Girl, Hey shirts. They talking about doing live podcast. So I'm supposed to rent a venue somewhere? Is that what you... I'm supposed to rent a venue and hope that y'all going to show up? But no, I think a live podcast would be so good. Oh, you paid for your event? Let me go over here and see if I got an email confirmation for Marika's ticket for the December 7th event. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, I don't see it yet. Hold on. Marika, I don't see no notification about your ticket for the event on December 7th. But I would love to do a live podcast. I would love to do a live podcast. Oh, it's in Steven's name? I don't think Steven ordered it yet. Did he say he ordered it? Did he say he ordered it yet? But here's what I will say. When the time comes to do a live podcast, my guess is that I would do it in Atlanta or DC. I'm thinking Atlanta or DC. But I think we got time to kind of build to that. You know what I'm saying? The audience is building. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but by the time I come off these videos, it's usually like 1,200 views. You know what I'm saying? So the audience is definitely building, and part of that is because of you guys, you know, because you guys share it. You share the video or, you know, however people find out. So I appreciate that. So, you know, as the audience builds, then we can kind of, you know, do things like that. But I would love to do a live podcast. My vision for that is to do it, like, for example, like in DC, I would love to do it at like the Howard Theater. Or do it at the, what's the thing down on Howard Street where they did the Lion King? The Hippodrome. If I was to do it in Baltimore. But I would like to do it in a small theater. Hey girl, hey, look at Nikika. Don't say anything. Just look at her. No, girl, don't go to the back. You got to go upstairs. There are no seats down here on the floor. Show her the stairs, please. She tell me she gonna go to the back. No, girl, you got to go upstairs. She tell me she going to the back. Let me find out she coming from work. See, Marika ain't even on her job. Marika, Tracy is saying you never did email her about how much to bling her shirt. Now, them shirts will be coming to me in the next few days. So I need to know who I'm sending, whose shit I'm sending to Marika. So Marika, what I'm going to do is I'm going to contact Marika and find out who actually paid her to have their shirt blinged out. So based on who she says, oh, I got Tracy's money, I know I'm sending Shauna's. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm going to do it. All right? So, and I'm sending mine up there. I'm sending my t-shirt and my hoodie to get blinged out. And Marika, my hoodie better look good because I'm wearing it to the December 7th at 7 event. So if my shit look fucked up, she did it. No pressure, though. All right, so listen. It is 10:11 p.m. I was on here promptly at 9 p.m. If you came in late, Nikiki, you can go back to the beginning of the video once I hit finish. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for giving me a platform to speak. Don't forget to brush your teeth. JoJo, he said, please stay till 10:20. Thank you guys for supporting the work that I do. Brush your teeth, floss your teeth. If you don't have any floss, I'm gonna need you to get to a Walmart soon because they open 24 hours. Floss your teeth, brush them, and then brush that tongue. Now, here's what you do. Now, like some nights when you might be really, really tired and you just don't feel like brushing your teeth, what you do is you do a quick floss. Do a quick floss, get between all your teeth. And then you take some peroxide. You rinse it through your mouth, get that throat, get back there and spit it out, and then go on to sleep. That's better than nothing, right? That's just a quick fix. But generally, you need to go ahead and brush your teeth and tongue. You need to get up off the couch before you get sleepy. But see, some of y'all get your asses in the bed with peanuts and pretzels and corn curls, Doritos. Well, that's my thing. If you're going to do all that, you may as well brush. But I get it. Sometimes, you just want to go ahead and... Now, you shouldn't be brushing and gargling before you sucking dick and stuff. I just had to go ahead and say that. You shouldn't be doing that because, see, you don't want to open up the orifices in your mouth. Because, see, that's how disease can transfer, just in case you with somebody that got a little something. Mm-hmm. You don't want to open that up. So be mindful of that. I still need to watch Shark Tank from Sunday. Shark Tank is one of my favorite shows. Do y'all watch Shark Tank? That's what I'm going to watch. When I get off here, I'm going ahead and watch Shark Tank. Make me another cup of tea. What's up, Devin? What city are you in? I think I asked you before, but I don't remember. Listen, let me tell you about that toothbrush. You need to get rid of that toothbrush after 3 months. I throw mine away, okay? And then what I do is with my old toothbrushes, I use them to clean my earrings with some alcohol. Excuse me. That's what I do. Hey, oh, Cleveland. You need to throw your toothbrush. Yeah, you need to brush your tongue with every brush. Every time you brush. Yes. Go ahead and get you, if you got a membership at like Sam's Club, they got 2 big ass things of peroxide for the price of 1. Yeah, I get the jumbo one. Sure do. And for all you dick suckers or booty eaters, go ahead and gargle with some peroxide after you do all of that. All that cunnilingus and fellatio. Go ahead and gargle your mouth with some peroxide and stuff afterwards. Oh, yeah, I saw Queen Sugar last week. I don't play with that. Now, I watched that, and I definitely stay up on This Is Us. Now, I'm going to go ahead and watch Shark Tank from Sunday. And I need to watch Hot Topics from Wendy Williams today. Oh yeah, you definitely gotta listen. Yeah, you definitely gotta listen to me with earbuds, baby. You can't have children in here unless you got real mature children, because I talk real greasy, and you just never know what I'm gonna say. And I try to be mindful of that, but then I just be thinking, well, you should be brushing your teeth and tongue after every time you suck a dick. I mean, like, she nasty. She's sucking dick and then going to eat pretzels. She's sucking dick and then she going to eat potatoes. She's sucking dick and eating pizza afterwards. She's sucking dick and drinking juice. She's sucking dick and kissing her kids in the mouth. She's sucking dick and then tasting her kids' food with the spoon and then putting it back in the plate. She's sucking dick and drinking out of her children's straw, and it ain't even her kid's father. She's sucking dick and kissing her kids on the lips. She's sucking dick and kissing her kids goodnight on the forehead, putting them to bed. She's sucking dick and eating out of one of her girlfriend's plates. Girl, get your own plate. She nasty. She nasty. Oh, she's sucking dick and just, she's sucking dick and talking to people in their face. Girl, you should handle that before you go get in anybody's face. She's sucking dick and she walking down to the Rite Aid to buy tampons. She's sucking dick and eating a salad. She's sucking dick and eating Taco Bell. She gross. Hey, girl, hey. She knows she nasty. She nasty as shit. If you sucking dick or eating coochie, you need to go ahead and clean that out before you go in somebody's face. She's sucking dick and putting chapstick on. Girl, you don't need no, because she done sucked all the chapstick on the dick. She's sucking dick and putting on lipstick. Girl, you don't suck dick and then don't pass go. I mean, girl. She's sucking dick and then showing up at December 7th at 7. Talking about, hey, Shauna, hey, Mary, hey. Kissing people on the cheek. Before she come into the event on December 7th, y'all better ask her if she sucked dick before she got there. She's sucking dick, talking about, can I get my book signed? Is that a little dick on your throat? Is that a little dick on your, is that a little dick juice on your bottom lip? She got dick juice on her. Oh my God. She's sucking dick eating the crudité at the event. That's a mess. All right, you guys have an amazing night. If you're not subscribed to the podcast, so much to say, either in iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, wherever, subscribe. It's free. The new podcast drops Monday. We're talking about black hair. We have 2 women. I told you guys before, but there may be some new people in here. There may be some haters in here secretly watching. Hey, girl, hey. The podcast that's dropping this Monday is on black hair. I told you guys about it. We're talking about whether or not it's cultural appropriation when black women relax their hair or blonde their hair or wear weave, So that's Monday. So if you subscribe, again, it's free. You'll get the notification. Every time that I do a new show, you'll get like a notification to remind yourself to watch it. If you want to know when I'm going live, just hit the follow button up here, and it'll give you an alert. Because I do Monday through Friday at 9 p.m., but sometimes in the middle of the afternoon, I'll jump on there because I got some shit to say. Or I might be out with DT or, whatever. So, and it's all free to do that. Amen. Yeah, that one on Monday is going to be a really good one. That's going to be a really good one. And thank you guys for sharing the podcast, too, with people that you know. Because, again, it's free. So thank you for sharing that. Some of you have texted to your friends or you've posted it on your social media. So thank you very much for doing that. Because a bitch going to get a check for this podcast one day. One day, I'm going to have some of these companies advertising. Because I'm going to have so many listeners. I'm speaking it into existence. Amen? I'm speaking it into its existence. You speak things as though they already are. So one day I'm going to have hundreds of thousands of listeners, even millions maybe, on this podcast. And They're going to be dying to get in. Can we advertise with you? What company is this? Is this black owned? Okay, we talking to the black owned companies first. Step aside, ma'am. Come on over here. What kind of business you got? You selling cakes. You selling cookies. Cookies and pies. Girl, you sure you can handle this kind of attention? Because if I speak about your business on this podcast, girl, you may not have the kind of support that you need. So is your business ready and equipped to handle this influx that's going to come? Because, I mean, listen, they talk about the Oprah effect. This is the pen pal effect. Are you ready for this? How many employees you got? 3. Oh, sugar, you're not ready. Come back when you got about 15 employees, okay? Next in line, please. What's the name of your business and how much do you have to advertise? That's how you got to do that, right? But yeah, so thank you guys for for sharing the podcast. Oh my God. Oh my God. I was trying to think if it was something else I wanted to say. Oh, they're going to have to show up on time because the door still will be locked. Okay, the pen pal effect. All right, so have a good night, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Now, I'm going to my good school tomorrow. So I probably won't have no real greasy situation to tell you about. Because, I just give them a look and they get in line. Well, no, I'm just saying, like if this lady, because Marika trying to, so my thing is, if she has a business, I can talk about your business. But, if I say the name and like a bunch of people go to your website and your server crashes, I mean, we got to make sure you got the support system in place. But have a good night. Brush your teeth. All right. Bye, Crystal. Miss Harrison. That's my special friend right there. I really appreciate you, Crystal. Thank you again. You guys have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow.